It's
You
awesome.
look like one.
Um, so strength finders, why would strength finders matter in real estate in terms of agent success? What's important about understanding, I know what I'm good at.
Yeah. Well, I'll give a practical example and then a fun example.
Please.
Well, they're both fun, in my opinion. I was coaching an agent who was setting 2 appointments a month. His goal from his leader, he was on a team, was to set 5 a week. He was an inside sales agent. So two a
Okay.
month, goal is 5 a week to stay on the team. And so they came to me for coaching, and the goal was get his conversions up. And I right away thought we got to adjust to how he's wired. Let's play to the strengths here. So I had him take StrengthsFinder. Within 3 months, 3 months, Tony,
Pretty much.
he went from 2 appointments set in an entire month to setting 8 a week on average. So think
Wow.
about everyone who just heard that, 2 a month to 8 a week set. Think about the income that's going to flow from that. So incredible. And I asked him, you're good at what you do now, but do you enjoy it? Because you can be good at something and hate it, right? Like I'm really good at
Absolutely.
washing the dishes. I hate washing the dishes. I'm good at it. And I said, do you like what you do, or are you just good at it? And he goes, no, I love it now. And it's because we tapped into his strengths. So that's case number one right there. Case number two, it's simply fun. It's a lot of times when we're working on increasing our production, we go to classes around sales or different techniques. And what a lot of people tell me after this class is they love that it was a break from talking about real estate, but it directly impacts their real estate business. Because as you
Okay.
understand your wiring and how to play to your strengths, you're going to naturally do much better in real estate, but we're not going to be talking about real estate all day. It's just a mental break from that, yet it totally addresses the business.
Got it. So, wow. So when you say you're playing into your strengths,
Mhm.
give me an example of how that would impact me if I knew what my strengths were.
Yeah.
What would that do for me?
Well, it will help you have more fun, for one. So they say people
Why
that
do I want to
are,
have more fun?
we're real estate agents. We love to have fun. But to
Absolutely.
put data behind that, because that just sounds like a feel good feeling, right? What Gallup, who created StrengthsFinder, they're the ones who study people. So if you pay attention, whenever there's a study about human behavior, most often it will come out of Gallup, and that's who created StrengthsFinder. So they study
Gotcha.
people engaged with their strengths have 600% more engagement in the workplace, which means if I'm engaged, I'm more involved. I'm usually enjoying it more. I look forward to going to work. So if you want to be 600% more engaged in what you do, strengths helps you do that. And then even just from a practical standpoint, Tony, I had an agent come to me probably 5 years ago. He's like, I hate lead gen, which feels relatable. Let's be
Oh
honest.
yeah, absolutely it does.
I teach lead gen and I can understand. I get it. And I said, well, let's figure out how to make lead gen fun for you, that you want to do it. And so we had him do his strengths and realized a lot of his strengths pointed towards he was a people person. He loved a crowd. He loved to teach. He loved to inspire. So I said, what if you started doing classes and let those
Mm,
classes like fill the room, and from that room pull, you're going to have people raise their hand. So just start educating. Some people listening to this would hate that because of their strengths. In his case, he loved it because that aligned with how he was wired. And funny enough, he did that so well. He actually now totally changed careers and he's a public speaker for a living but we figured that out from strengths. And
there
he
you
got
go.
into doing more classes. And who cares how you talk to people? Just talk to people. It doesn't have to be on the phone. And for him, he figured out he loved to teach a class.
I love that. So what I'm hearing here is that rather than looking at, okay, what am I not good at and how can I make that better? It's what am I really good at? What am I passionate about? And how can I lean into that even more? Would that be
Yes.
correct?
Yep, 100%. And Tony, the reason I'm passionate about this is, I started off as a real estate business coach specializing in lead conversion. So
Yep.
I get asked, how did you get into StrengthsFinder? It's because in 2017, I was making a lot of money and I hated work. I hated it.
Mm.
And nobody knew, but I was about to leave the industry altogether, which tells you always be recruiting. I don't, from the outward, I doubt anybody knew that I was even thinking of leaving real estate, and had one foot out the door. And I thought before I do that, maybe I should figure out my strengths because I had
Okay.
heard about it. I took it once, shoved the report in my drawer, and never really looked at it, but it resonated with me. So I was like, let me hire a strengths coach and see if I can figure out what my issue is, because maybe I just need to adjust something. And within a couple sessions, we figured out how to adjust my role to my strengths. And here's where I'm going with this.
Okay.
Since then, I have 6 times my income, and I made good money in 2017.
Wow.
I have 6 times the amount of money I made in 2017, and I work 2 less days a week. So I work less hours, but I make 6 times the income I did back in 2017.
Wow.
I'm the same person. I just figured out how do I approach my business through the lane of my strengths. And that made all the difference in the world.